Hello, good evening,
Hello.
everybody. Welcome to Anything Liverpool live stream. I hope you're all well. So we've got Mike with us and Craig. So we should have a fun stream. The young and the old, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I won't say who's good and bad, but Craig, I think you fit nicely into the ugly. All right, mate.
I know the old is.
Yeah, so we've got a packed stack show. So we're going to talk about a few things. Obviously, a few things dropped on social media as well. So we're going to talk about centre backs with the young Maldini getting injured in the week. So we need to understand what that impact has for Liverpool. Should we sign somebody, etc. We'll touch on Wirtz and his comments in his interview with Sky Sports, and what our thoughts are on that. And then we'll focus on the Palace preview, likely startup lineups, etc. So I'll just touch on the centre back injury before I go to Craig. So obviously he's out. We won't see him this season. It's more or less said he's out for a year, which is a shame for the young lad. In my mind, I think we're a high quality centre back short with our injury away from not fighting on all fronts. So I think we've got a few options. But just from your perspective, Craig, firstly, what do you think of our current depth and the players we've got in the squad for centre back? Who do you think can sort of step up now?
Until they only got injured, I wasn't overly concerned. Everybody keeps banging on that if Virgil gets injured or Konate gets injured, we're in trouble. My only concern really is Joe Gomez. He's made of glass. He's like Cinderella's glass slipper. So you can rely on him, but he's never fully fit. So I do think we need reinforcements, but I've just got a funny feeling that we're not going to do anything on that position until the summer. I can't see us spending any money on a centre back when we can bring one in for free. Why should we? I know a certain club who we play tomorrow want money for a certain defender we're linked with, but why should we? When they've already turned 35 million down, why should we pay them anything when he's only got 6 months left to run? What he could do is I've been thinking about this as well today. He could run his contract down completely and sign forever he wants in the summer. Because there is another club in Spain who's sniffing around him as well. So I'm not concerned because I can't see Virgil or Konate getting injured, but you know who we want. I think Michael's going to have a say on it in a minute, but no, I'm not worried. Fingers crossed, everything's okay, and we can probably plod on until January or the summer if need be.
Okay, thank you, Craig. So, Mike, just on your perspective, I want to obviously, if you could just elaborate on that, but I want to touch on the sort of news that's come out about dayot upamecano. Do you think that's a bit of a smoke screen, or do you think that's something that we could realise? Sorry, Mike, you're on mute. Right. Well, Mike's sorting his sound issues out. He's still sorting his sound issues out. Sorry. He's going to sort this out. So what I'll do is the fun and games of live TV. So I think around that, I think from our perspective,
the centre back from Germany who we've been linked with today.
yes.
I think it's a smoke screen for Guehi.
Okay.
Because we've not been linked with him before today, have we?
No, I think what I want to sort of elaborate on while we wait for Mike is, and something we were chatting while we were in the waiting room.
Yeah.
Is do you think this could be something like a bit of a opportunity for? Yeah, we can hear you, mate.
Hey, look at this, and we have the high quality, now. Let's go. Come on.
Let's go. Over to you, mate. Okay. So.
All right, so I'm cutting straight through you, Harjit. No, I couldn't speak for the first 5 minutes. I was silenced. No, listen, upamecano, I think it's a smokescreen. I don't think that's accurate at all. The reason being is because his contract's coming to an end, so I think his agent is putting out feelers. Upamecano and Konate both were linked with us before we signed Konate, so I think that's very much the agent pushing that kind of narrative. I think the reality is Guehi will definitely come into the club. Liverpool see Leone as well as a long-term plan. I don't think upamecano is a realistic thing. Or someone that I think Liverpool wanted. I think if Liverpool wanted him, we would have got him when he was younger. Because that came round when Edwards was in charge of, as was sporting director. Now, Konate's still not fully sort of realised yet. We don't know what's happening there. I know a lot of people seem quite set that he's going Madrid. I sway every day with it. I think, as it stands right now, I actually have quite a feeling that he won't go Madrid. I have no basis on that. That was more just, thought. But in terms of the centre-back situation for Liverpool, it's nothing.
Sound's gone again, Mike, midstream. Oh.
I think he's underwater.
Sound's gone, sorry, mate. Yeah, so let Mike sort that out. So, yeah, so on the centre-back, like I said, we'll jump to the next one. But just on that, yeah, I think Mike's right. I think I have to agree with him. I think there's a lot of people who just smoke screens. We're quite patient. The only time we were a bit rash is when we had Van Dijk, Matip, Gomez, everybody out. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe Stefan Bajcetic, that could be a chance. But okay, what we'll do is we'll jump to the Wirtz interview. So obviously Wirtz it's coming out in parts. The interview with Sky Sports. Which will be shown on the Gillette Soccer Saturday.
Right. So what about now?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate. Just can't see you.
Yeah. Let's try this for the millionth time.
Right. Well, Joe, to finish off the centre back scenario, jump into the Wirtz interview, Mike, if you don't mind. You've gone again. Oh, he's gone again.
It's like Mr. Ben.
Oh, it's gone. Sorry, guys. We've got some sound. We've got some technical issues today.
The gremlins are in the way.
So we'll talk about Wirtz. So what are your thoughts? So he talked about the physicality, Craig, and the speed of the league. And he spoke about he spoke to Slot, and Slot's advice to him was, you're trying to do things too quickly. You just need to, obviously he said that he always runs and keeps running, and he just feels that the pace and the intensity of the league is so high, and he sort of mentioned that when he played for Leverkusen, he was able to have a bit of a breather in the match, and he's not being able to have that. So what are your thoughts on his interview and how open and honest is, and what you thinks about him going forward?
I like his honesty, first of all, because he's come out and he's accepted the fact that he's not getting as much time on the ball as he'd like compared to the Bundesliga. Paid reference to what it was like for playing for Bayer Leverkusen and now playing for Liverpool, and the difference of playing at Anfield with the Kop as well. I honestly believe, because like I said it before we came on air, he's the best number 10 in Europe. You don't play 52 times for Germany without having something about you. Yeah. And I know he's only 22, but he's got a very, very sharp, quick football brain. And once he gets used to the pace of the game and not the quick, he's got to get rid of the ball, but the amount of time he's got on the ball compared to what he used to have, I think he'll be fine. Because you could see that against Atletico Madrid, because it was a European team. He didn't have an issue adapting to it, did he?
Yeah.
So all he's got to do is, because obviously when you've got your top 6 teams in the Premier League, you're going to get less time. Tomorrow's going to be another test for him, I think, as well. But it'll be a good test. He's cutting his teeth, and like we said earlier, give him a season to adapt. Everybody's expecting him to hit the ground running straight away. It doesn't always work like that. I mean, the same's not happening for Trent at Madrid, is it? So, it's a double-sided coin. You can't have it always.
Craig, Trent's a rat, so it doesn't really matter, does it? So,
what my point is...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it doesn't...
He's in the same situations happening over there with Trent,
Well,
happening with Wirtz over here.
I think a couple of things I want to ask. I'm quite interested in your opinion. So, and I'm sure everyone else is as well on this. Is that one of the things? Obviously, from a stats point of view, he's running more. He's short sprints. He's passing completion rate is high. He's interlinking. It's just the flash a bit that other people notice he's not doing. But from a midfield perspective, I've got in my mind, who do you think are the two partners he should have? Who do you think best suits him in the midfield? In my mind, obviously Grav's going to be one, but who do you think the other one is? Who in your mind?
For me, McAllister. Not Szoboszlai. You're probably going to say Szoboszlai. I don't agree.
Why? Let's have your opinion.
Right,
it's wrong, but let's have it.
If you look at McAllister, he's the best ball-playing midfielder we've got, right? And look, right, when he plays for his national team, look who he plays alongside.
Yeah.
The best person ever to pull a pair of football boots on, right? So if you can play alongside him without any issue whatsoever, right? The only thing what's been holding McAllister back this season is the niggly injuries he's had. But when he's fully fit, he's the first name. Him and Gravenberch are the first two names on the midfield team sheet for me. And I would play Florian Wirtz just behind Isak. I wouldn't have him in a threat. I wouldn't. He's going to play 4-2-3, 4-2-1-1-3, and he with Gakpo, Salah, and Isak or Ekitike up front. But I think Wirtz, if he sits behind Isak, which I hope he does tomorrow, oh my God. My God.
I think there's a couple of things from my perspective here, and I think we have to sort of be very mindful, and we'll talk a bit more about the Palace game in a bit. But so I think the only reason currently I say Dominic Szoboszlai or a Curtis Jones is because, especially in a game where there's going to be the amount of running, and I just think that McAllister's recovery pace isn't there of Szoboszlai, and obviously he's short of match fitness.
Yeah.
In my, and I think to myself, if it was horses for courses, and it always feels like now that the fact that Wirtz wasn't in the squad, he's probably working on the game plan for Saturday. So it looks like he'll start, but I think Szoboszlai's running power, especially against this Palace team, is crucial. I've got, again, we're going to, but that's fine. So, generally now, so we'll touch on Isak as well, before we get into Palace games. So it's an interesting point you said. Do you think now Florian is going to flourish a bit because Ekitike's running is a bit back towards Wirtz because he likes to come short a bit, whereas Isak likes to play a bit more. Do you think it showed promising signs against Madrid, didn't it? Very promising signs.
You could see the interlink played straight away. I think these two are going to have a telepathic relationship. I just think that they're going to dovetail together so well. It's going to be frightening for the rest of the Premier League. Because with Alexander Isak, he's one of the best number 9s in world football now. And it only took him 5 minutes to adapt to the pace of the game when he made his debut. He could have had 2 against Atletico Madrid, to be fair.
Yes.
But once him and Wirtz get that understanding, they'll be the modern day Keegan and Toshak.
Okay. Right, brilliant. So, okay, what we'll do is we'll get on to... So, we're not worried about Wirtz. Nobody's worried about Wirtz. Anybody with any sense not worried about Wirtz. So, before we get into the match, there's a comment here that's asked a request for me. So, they've asked me to wish luck for a person I know because he's struggling in the fantasy FPL league.
Right.
So, Imran, you're beyond help. So, that's fine. So, we've got somebody here asking, and we'll answer your question, John. He's saying, "Hi guys, I think Chiesa starts against Palace or better off the bench in your opinion." We'll get into the team, but I think it's pretty obvious he's played the full match. He won't start the match against Palace. The fact that he played the full night, even though I'd love him to.
How did you feel about his performance the other night?
Oh, let me touch on that. I absolutely loved it. You know, obviously he's Luis Suarez is for me one of the best players ever to grace a red shirt. Yeah, but it was that he was everywhere.
Yeah,
And that offside goal he scored, where he smacked it into the top corner, that was like everything he did was quality.
yeah,
And I just thought to myself, I'm so happy. And
yeah,
you've been championing him since the year that, and
yeah.
I'm so happy that he's in the Champions League squad because I actually think he's going to be a difference maker.
I mean, no disrespect to young Rio, and I know everybody likes him, and he loves him, and he signed his first pro contract this week, which is great news. But he's only 17. But you're talking about a guy here who was the key player in 2020 at the Euros for Italy. He was the main man. He was worth 80 million. He got that horrendous ACL injury, which is taking him all this time to recover. But Arne Slot's had him on a training program for a year, and now you can see the reason why. Now,
Well, he never ran out of steam at all, did he?
When he played the other night against Southampton, for me, he was the Chiesa of 2020. He was back to where he should be.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't disagree at all because people say it's only Southampton, but actually, no, Southampton were playing really well, and he stood out
Yeah,
both halves.
you can only beat what's in front of you.
Yeah,
And there's an old saying, you're only as good as your last game.
yeah.
Right? And there's one thing you can guarantee with Federico Chiesa, and his Slot needs to listen to this. He won't be watching us, that's for sure.
Well, you don't know.
But the
I
thing
think
is, Federico Chiesa will not let Ernie Slot down.
no, and you know something actually that we talk about. I know it's with Federico, Freddie. Yeah, is he actually could have this season. I remember our run to the Champions League when we lost to Madrid, but Oxlade-Chamberlain had.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it almost feels a bit Oxlade-Chamberlain like,
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
goals, big cameo performances,
Yeah.
And
Because
stepping in for Salah when he's going to be going away. I think, it's people are, and I was one of them. I have to admit, I was a bit down on him after
yeah,
last season.
because Ox went under the radar, and
Yeah,
my mate's been giving me stick about Chiesa. Oh, we're selling him in summer. He's gone. That's all I've heard all year. And now, oh, you're brilliant the other night, weren't he? I went, what have I been saying to you all year? And you wouldn't listen to me. And just going back a little bit on what you said, I think the best striker we've ever had in the Premier League era is Luis Suarez.
Yeah, 100%.
Better than Fowler and better than Owen.
Yeah, better than Torres, better than anyone.
The best finisher we've had.
Best gifted footballer ever. So,
just a pity.
Remember his first season as well. His first he's missing. He wasn't all there under Kenny, and then Kenny went.
Yeah.
And he was just a bit of lift off. So anyway, let's get on to the big one. Let's get into Crystal Palace. So for Crystal Palace, what we'll do is we'll go through what we think the lineups are going to be, bit of a prediction, etc. So we'll start with the defense, which I think will be easy. So I'll pick my back four reasons, and then I'll go over to you. Okay. So obviously Alisson in goals. Centre backs pick themselves, VVD and Konate. I think now, honestly, I think Keke's 100%. He was brilliant against Everton, I thought, and a little cameo against Southampton. And I actually think Bradley plays. I think Bradley plays at right back. I think he's actually probably first choice.
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
I echo what you said completely there. Back to our usual number one in goal.
Yeah.
No disrespect to Mamadashvili because he pulled off a beautiful save the other night.
He did.
Brilliant. And make no bones about it, this fella's not going to let you down when he comes in.
Correct.
We've got Alisson's replacement there. We know that well and truly. right back Kirkes, no problem. Left back Kirkes, no problem. He's settled down there, I think, after what happened the other night. I think they've had a word with him, and he's just got his head together. Give his head a wobble, and he's okay. You've got the usual two security guards in the middle.
Yeah.
With Virgil van Dijk and Konate for how long we may have him, and then Conor Bradley's got to go in over Frimpong. For me, he's a better defender.
Yeah.
I
think he's finding his form, isn't he?
Yeah, so I think with Frimpong, it's give Conor a kick up the backside, I think.
Yeah. Good against Everton, I thought. Very good against Everton. So, let's get on to... So I'll pick my midfield. I think we're going to differ here slightly.
Here we go.
So I think Frank Rijkaard, a.k.a. Ryan Gravenberch, will be our the best, in my opinion, at the moment, all-round midfielder in the world. Then Wirtz will definitely play, and I think it will be, because it's away from home, I think it's Szoboszlai. And I think Szoboszlai and Gravenberch are number one on the team sheet.
Yeah.
And the only other thing I could think of is, Craig, if we change the system slightly, because Palace play a 3-5 or a 5-3-2. Yeah, they play 3 or 5, and they play where they're trying to overload the midfield.
Yeah,
and then they try and hit us on the over our fullbacks. And the only other thing I could think of is if he plays a diamond with Maka, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and then he plays at the point of the diamond. I'm sure he did it in pre-season, Wirtz, and then he has Salah and Isak up top. Salah just slightly off him. And we're not. We're just going to sort of and then change it, but I can't see it in my mind. Yeah, so that's my midfield. So I'm going to go for the 3. I'm going to stick. This is the system he's going to have. I'm going to stick to Dom, Grav, and Wirtz. What about yourself?
Yeah, well, I think my midfield, I'm going to have Rudolitz Child in, Gravenberch.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go for. I'm going to go the opposite way from you here. I'm going to go Maka in midfield, just because of how Crystal Palace play and how it's going to be in midfield. It's going to be an absolute war in that park. I think that's why Maka might get the nod and Szoboszlai might come in late on for the last half an hour when they're tiring, because the last thing you want is a midfielder with energy.
Yeah,
which would make, he's got more energy than Maka, which makes sense to me. And then I can see him playing them as a 2, and then your 3 playing Florian Wirtz just in front of them 2.
Yeah,
sitting behind Alexander Isak up front with Gakpo and Mo Salah on the left and on the right. What I would say with Isak, I would say to Isak, don't drop back too deep. Stay in the 18-yard box and sit on the shoulder of the defender. That would be my instruction for Isak, because he's got the pace. We know he's got both feet, 2-footed as well. So I would just give the centre half an absolute nightmare, because you've got Florian Wirtz will find you the space anyhow.
Yeah.
So that would be my game plan there. Don't have him coming back over the halfway line. For me, Isak should do what Ian Rush used to do. You defend from the front.
Yeah.
First line of defence. So if Isak does that, I'm an happy bunny.
So let's I've just got at the back of my mind, like I said, I think there might be a tweak in the system. I'm not sure, because I just think Palace played through us a bit at Wembley.
Yeah.
They got around the press, because Adam Wharton is brilliant. He's very press resistant. Yeah.
Yeah.
He got around the press, and then the worry for me is that ball over the fullback sort of area into their wing backs, who are very energetic. But I think I'm sure Arne Slot will have something in place for that. So we'll stick with the 4-2-3-1. It surprises us. So let's talk a bit about how we think the match is going to go. The danger men from a Palace perspective for you. and we'll focus and then talk a bit about our man now, Isak, as well. So, firstly, from a perspective, I want you to ask, who do you feel the danger from Palace are, and how do you think Isak's gonna do?
Well, I think Mateta's going to be a problem.
Okay.
And we've also got young Mr. Wharton as well, who in centre mid. He's going to be pulling the strings though. He's a classy midfielder. I think a big loss for Crystal Palace will be Eze, for sure. And then they've got the calming rock of Mr. Guehi at the back to steady the ship. I think Crystal Palace, like you said, they'll play at the 5 at the back. But with them being at home, the onus will be on them to go to basically be on the front foot. They won't do what Arsenal did last weekend at home to City. They won't play that type of game. Grav's not that kind of manager. It's going to be one and lost in midfield for me. But the thing what makes me, I think from set pieces, Palace are a problem and corners. So we've got to be on our mettle there. But when I look at the strength that the depth we've got in the squad now, I'm quite at ease with everything because I don't think there's a team we can't handle now. But I've got a lot of respect for Crystal Palace because A, it's a tight ground. B, they've got one of the best atmospheres in the league, right? And their fans are going to be raucous tomorrow. And it's a 3 o'clock kickoff, which is rare. Right?
And you know what? Actually, I think I have said that. I think that will help us a bit because it's not under the lights at Palace. So
rare. So we're not going to be, pandering to Sky every 5 minutes, which is nice.
Yeah.
And other media outlets. And it's great for the fans to have an original kickoff time.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to help massively. I just think, and with Arne Slot, his in-game management is so good. I think he'll adapt. The instant he sees it not working, he'll change. He'll flick the switch. He'll flip, whatever may be. So I think it'll be tighter than the Charity Shield game. That's for sure. I'm not going to give you my prediction yet. I have got one for you, but I just think it's going to be a great game for watch.
Okay.
I do like Crystal Palace, and we're going to be getting Cup as well. So
yeah. Okay. So I'll give my thoughts, and then we'll go to predictions to wrap it up. So I think somebody put up the Isak hat trick coming in. I think it's going to be interesting because I think one thing in my mind is that for Wirtz, Adam Wharton is the kind of guy who doesn't. He's not going to come up and he's not the energetic. He's more a press resistant type midfielder who likes to dictate play and then from the press start lure us in and away he goes. So I think actually it could be a good little game for Wirtz in that area.
Do you think it might help Wirtz tomorrow if he absolutely bags one?
Yeah. So we've got. I think the key thing here is I think that we've got with 3 centre backs. I think the key thing for us now is that I think tomorrow for us is getting on the front foot as early as we can, because getting in between the 2 wing backs and the outside centre backs is going to be key for Isak to have that space. So I think Salah, I think it's going to go a bit lopsided. I think sometimes I think it's going to be Gakpo's going to drop in and Salah's going to, they're going to push 2 into the centre backs. So I think Isak, in my mind, I just want to see Isak and how he is with Wirtz, because in the Atletico Madrid game, people are saying it's the Champions League. And this is a Premier League, but actually it wasn't that, because Atletico Madrid play more like a Premier League team than anybody, and big, physical, fast. I think what I saw was Wirtz finding Isak, knowing where he was. They had that little telepathy, and the one where Isak got the ball on his left, shifted to his right, and just hit it first time with no backlift. Yeah, and I think to myself now, against Southampton, he wasn't getting the ball quick enough, because there wasn't a quality in midfield for him. And now I just can see with Salah and with Wirtz, and if you say macro players, I can just see it. So I'm very interested because I think Palace haven't lost in. I think they're on a since the 15 game
games
unbeaten.
unbeaten now.
Say again, sorry.
17 games unbeaten they are.
17, and I think great, but there's been a lot of draws. And actually, I saw Palace against. They beat. I've seen some of their matches, and Palace are not a team. The Palace are just a consistent. You know, they're one of those consistents. They're like a David Moyes Everton. You know what you're going to get with them. Yeah. They're scattered with really, really good players. Yeah. If we are on our game, yeah, and our players play to the game plan and what we need to do, we'll take care of business.
Yeah. Well, the thing is as well, you've got two teams going against each other tomorrow, and they're the only two teams left in the Premier League with 100% records.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no, I think Palace have drawn one.
Right.
Drawn two, sorry.
They've drawn three. They've won two, drawn three of the last five. They've not been beaten yet.
Yeah, so unbeaten record. Yeah, yeah.
So, but the thing is as well, but if Liverpool go, right, let's just say for conversation's sake, Liverpool go to Selhurst Park tomorrow and they win. That's a massive statement to the Premier League.
100%.
Played 6-1-6.
Yeah.
And they've not got out of first gear yet. Right? And my next point being now, Arsenal don't play till Sunday.
And it's a toughie.
Or Liverpool could go 8 points clear of Arsenal.
Well,
got to go to St James's Park.
Well, but Paul Merson's already ramped it up. I don't really, he talks a lot of cobblers as well sometimes. But good old Paul, he might be still on the drugs. But Mr. Merson said that if Arsenal lose at Newcastle, it's over.
Well,
and
he didn't say
it's over. It's not over, but the pressure already, Craig, and I agree with you that actually before the international break for us. And we'll have streams next week and we'll concentrate on it. But we've got two big away games in London. And I think Crystal Palace part one, if we go there and take care of business, it's 3 o'clock. None of our competitors are playing until I think Man City play.
They were home to Burnley, so that's an home win.
That's well, we'll see. But it's two defensive teams playing each other.
If you, I was talking. We're going through the fixtures this afternoon with my mate, and we were looking at from our point of view. If Tottenham win tomorrow, look how many points they go clear of Arsenal.
I know.
Second, right now, Chelsea for me, they're not even a title contender. They're a top 4 team. Right, that's it. They're a top 4 team. So going back to Liverpool. If we come away with 3 points tomorrow afternoon at 10-5, that is a huge, huge statement at Premier League. Played 6-1-6. Forget the Champions League. Played 6-1-6. 18 points.
So,
but that's scary. As a Liverpool fan, that's scary.
Yeah. So, we're going to wrap this up now. We'll go with predictions and why. So I'll start and then I'll leave the last word with you. So first, I think in my mind, man for man, player for player, and we've got a great record away at Palace. Yeah. Everyone's rested. Wirtz interview fills me with confidence. Isak now, I think, is there. I think we'll take care of business. I think it'll be a hard fought game.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go with 2-0.
Right.
I think 2-0. I think I'm not as concerned about Mateta as I am as you are because he's. I don't think we're gonna give them that. We play a high line, but not as high as we would at Anfield. But I'm not as because I think Van Dijk and Konate with Mateta. His physicality is one, but I think they'll handle him, and I think the one, if there is Pepe Sarr, who can he's got that little bit of guile about him.
Yeah.
But 2-0. I think it's a statement win because it puts the pressure 6 games in onto our rivals. Who will score? I think I think, in my mind, I think Isak gets a goal and Mo Salah, but I'm going to go with 2 assists for Florian.
Right. Okay. Nice predictions, then.
Yeah.
I like it. No, I normally go 2-0.
Yeah.
But I've just got a feeling that they're going to score. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see. I think we're going to win 2-1.
Okay.
It is going to be. It's going to be one for the connoisseur. This.
Yeah.
I mean, if you love football as much as we do, as me and you do, I mean, I'd love to sit and watch a game with you. I'd probably watch your reactions more than watching the game.
Oh, listen. You know what? I'm in the ground. I'm a lot more calmer than if I'm watching on TV.
So, I mean, back in the day when I was younger, I was a nightmare. But now I'm an old man now, so now I'm just.
When I watch it on TV, when in the ground, I'm a lot more calmer. To be
Nothing,
honest.
you know.
But on TV now,
I don't get anymore. I think we'll win 2-1. I can see Isak scoring definitely.
Yeah.
And I can see Mo Salah scoring because everybody's on his back. So I think he's got a point to prove. But I think Florian Wirtz is going to have 2 assists. I think he's going to have a great game. I'm so glad we didn't get Zubamendi, you know.
Yeah, I am. You know what? To be honest, I look at him now and I think to myself,
Arsenal have got a good squad. They've
got a good squad, but that's all they got. Good, and they've got a sprinkling of like Saka and the centre backs really good. But I agree with you. They got a good squad, but we got a better team.
I don't normally plug other fan channels, right? But I'm just going to give you a bit of advice here because if I'm having a bad day, like I'm waiting to go in for another major surgery now because the injection I had hasn't worked, so I've got to have my hip replaced again. So if I'm having a bad day at the office, as we call it, I just go on AFTV and watch them because honestly, I've never seen a more delusional fan base in all my life than them ever. So if anybody watching this stream now is having a downer, just go on AFTV and watch them, and you'll be fine. You will. It'll blow all the cobwebs away.
Right.
But I think come Saturday night, mate, me and you'll be smiling wider than the Mersey.
Brilliant. Okay, no, Craig, thank you ever so much. Thanks everyone for joining.
A pleasure.
I've said please like and subscribe. Turn on notifications, everyone, so you won't miss another live stream. Up the Reds, and we'll see you soon. Cheers, everyone.
Hello, be proud, be red.